Hello and welcome back to another Pauper video. I don't know if you've ever thought about what you would get if you smashed Grixis, Affinity and Rakdos Madness together, but I have, and this is what I kind of settled on. So first thing to think about the deck is we're playing, let's put all these together, we're playing 18 cards that say draw 2 on them. So we're on Deadly Dispute to go with the Wellspring, a couple of Reckoner's Bargains to go with Mirror Enforcer, Gather the Prize and Faithless Looting for the Madness element. And then paired with that, we're playing 12 2-power flyers that cost 0 or 1 mana. So compared to Rakdos Madness usually, which is trying to burn people out, we're much more about establishing a board presence by playing a load of cheap flyers, and then we're on relatively few burn effects, more to control the board than go over the top and burn somebody out. Although obviously the damage from Grab the Prize or a couple of burn spells can often get there. Blood Fountain's very synergistic, obviously greatly increase the artifact count for Refurbished Familiar, the blood token we can use to the Madness out a Kitchen Imp or discard a Sneaky Snacker to the graveyard. And then the other thing I'll just comment on this deck, because we do draw so many cards, being in a position where you can Blood Fountain back to Refurbished Familiars isn't that uncommon. And 2 mana, 2/1 flyer, 1 mana for a Mind Drop between the two of them is incredibly powerful. I'm on Mirror Enforcer to pair with the Reckoner's Bargain. I'm a bit skeptical because we're playing 7 non-artifact lands, so the whole 7 cost Affinity might be a bit too much. But if we can play this for 1 or 2 mana, I think that would be a great success. It's also a card that I expect I'll be boarding out a lot. In the sideboard, as we talked about, we're on 12 2-power flyers, what pairs really well with flyers. Crackcran Shaman, so the Crackcran Shaman Toxin Analysis combo kind of shores up all of our creature matchups. A few red blasts to play against blue decks, heavily respecting graveyard decks with 3 Nile Spell Bombs, and then a couple of campfires to go with the Toxin Analysis, Reckoner's Bargains, and shore up the red or aggressive matchups. So this is the deck, we'll jump into a league and see how it goes. So we're on the draw for round 1, going to keep, got lands and spells. Not many things start on County Garden, so let's see where we go from there. Anticipation is killing me. So the Wellspring definitely makes you think Broodscale. Let's see if they send a message with the token. They don't. There are choices here where we can either refurb for 2 mana, or we can Faithless Looting into Kitchen Imp. If we do the Kitchen Imp, we don't have the extra land for Fiery Temple, but that's fine. Extra discard for Fiery Temple. So Faithless Looting, discard Kitchen Imp. And then probably also either the Bargain or the Barons. Let's go with the Bargain. Yeah, I'll discard the Bargain just so that we have all of our land drops underneath us. And we've also got the choice of the untapped land, having all of the lands for us ready for our next turn, and we need the extra black source anyway, so just keep them out and will be good enough. So pay the madness cost and pass the turn. Now for attack of 2. the extra black source being on the Jagged Barons definitely puts it over the edge. So the opponent plays Malevolent Rumble, see a Broodscale, see if they take that or Outlook. I've not seen the Outlook lands in quite a while. The old gain 1 life. Not Overlook land spin at Outlook. So, if it doesn't have anything else, it's going to be quite hard to leave up the Fiery Temper. It'd have to be like Blood Fountain for the Blood token. The alternative would be just playing more creatures to board this turn. So for example, we can refurb, play Jagged Barons, get a clock into play, and then leave up the Blood Fountain Blood token on a later turn. That's got to sound better than doing that, getting a clock in play. It's got to sound better than just playing scared around Broodscale for the rest of the game. So yeah, we've got an extra flying attacker, and then if we need to start chump blocking, we can. You know, if they manage to put the combo together. But then for future turns, it should be a lot easier to leave up the Blood Fountain, or the Blood token discard for the Fiery Temper. You see, happy to see them tap the black mana here, implying it's not the glue combo, so they dispute they do get to replace it with the treasure, and obviously draw 3 is pretty nice for them. But we've kind of got our clock in play now, made them discard 2 cards, not the most disruption in the world, but every little helps. So another overlooked game of life. But also on the every little helps plan. We get mountains, they are full on Jund, going to go on Grixis. Grixis is a bit of a pain, see when we're on all flying creatures, but hopefully we'll find a way around it. We see they take one from the Rumble. So this time we can play our Blood Fountain, play another refurb to increase our clock, and then we can start holding up to this Blood token Fiery Temper. And then we hit them down for 4, they go to 13. We've got 5 damage in hand. And time to think about what they want to discard here. Set them on a Shambling Ghast. So it looks like we'll be quite happy attacking into Grixis, and that's what they play. You can always Deadly Dispute away whatever they block. The other choice is if they play Grixis, whether we want to end a turn, crack the Blood token, but I think that's got to be too slow. Let's look at this again. So if we Fiery Temper them off the Blood token now, they go to 10. We get in for 4 and Deadly Dispute away whatever they block. And then we'd see another 2 cards off the cash grab requires. Yeah, I don't hate that as a line, depending on what they play. If it's in the Grixis, that will Okay, yeah, so that backs us off of our plan of trying to bottom down and get into some damage in the air. We're back into playing a kind of controlling game, holding up burn spells. Impressed with the opponent's full art deck, looks very pretty. Opposed to our janky. So yeah, so we're off attacking, now we're on Grab the Prize, Deadly Dispute to try and see some cards add up for some damage. Only other thing to consider is if they do block our reverbs, then we can get them out of Blood Fountain. Doesn't sound all bad. They're running themselves out of some cards in hand. So yeah, we can hold up the Fiery Temper and the Deadly Dispute as well. And we'll block to prevent too much damage. Let's see what this is. Could be Broodscale already. No, so just disputing. So they're undoing some of the work from the refurbs earlier. So look at the graveyard. They've one Broodscale in the bin, but they've drawn a lot of cards, so not seen any Glees, only the one Broodscale, not seen any Tamiyo safekeeping, are kind of the, I guess, the cards I'm keeping an eye on. I think because of the almost critical mass of those spells left in the deck, I think we have to play a bit more aggressive. We've only got 2 pieces of interaction in hand, so we can dispute now. Let's sack a refurb. We can always get it back later with the Blood Fountain and kind of keep their hand under control that way. So another land. Now, do we want to fire a Fiery Temper off at them? I mean, it draws an extra card off the blood token. It means if we draw, a Galvanic Blast or something, we're a bit closer to killing them. The Grab the Prize, Fiery Temper in hand is, 5 damage of itself. So, again, just playing off. If they have a certain critical mass of their combo and protection spells in the rest of their deck, I think we can't afford to sit around too long. See what draw. Go into the next. So the damage is adding up in our hand now. We're back up to having 2 pieces of protection up. I think I'm going to start going for the face with the Grab the Prize. If we draw like a Jagged Barons, that would represent lethal with the Galv Blast. So let's see what we draw into. Obviously, I'm kind of thinking they've got a safe. They might well have a safekeeping which gain 2 life back. So, if we can place this looting away, the snacker, and we still have the Galv Blast up in the treasure. I guess the alternative is we play the snacker from hand using the treasure. Yeah, that makes more sense. 3 attackers, that's 2 damage, blast finish them off. So we're back to needing a safekeeping. And then if they have the combo but don't have either a Mateship Munitions or a Nightblade, we do have enough blockers for everything. So let's see what this is going to be. I'm assuming another draw 2. 3 mana, so cycle maybe? Yeah, so just cycle. Yeah, I guess if I've got 4 cards, having Nightblade, so having Glee Broodscale combo for 2 cards. The kill condition for this turn is a 3rd, and then a safekeeping for the 4th would be pretty lucky for them. So maybe we are safe then, I think. No, that's almost worse. I've got another draw spell, so give them a way to draw into that, and if we're not applying enough pressure, they can flash that back. So let's just see how we do. So Swamps have only 1 spare card now. Okay, so the Ghast along with the Insight can kill one of our creatures, so we're back off of actually presenting lethal. But considering how many extra cards they drew, they've, again, there's a kind of 4-card kill for them here. So I think we're back to seeing what we draw for the Faithless Looting for this turn. Again, we draw so many cards in this deck, and we kind of have quite a lot of dead cards we can discard, or discard for value. So if we're all in on that kind of trying to get them dead, I can blast them now. It only saves 1 mana, but yeah, there's saving that 1 mana with the looting, the Wellspring, and another looting in the graveyard. We do see a lot of cards this turn, so fingers crossed we draw a way to finish them off. This is probably more aggressive than I would normally play, but also kind of showing strength might put them off of comboing. Equally, it doesn't make a lot of sense because it also push them in a position where they need to try and kill us. So moving force is quite awkward. Obviously, we're taking the Kitchen Imp, that puts us back onto being able to attack for the last points of damage. And I think the Eco Wellspring's just too slow. I'd rather be Faithless Looting than using that anyway. I would discard the Blood Fountain over that. It's kind of the same story. So let's think this through. So they've got mana to Eviscerator's Insight, the Gas, so we're only getting in for essentially 2 damage. And then the Safekeeping gains them 2 more lives, so go back to 1. So I kind of want to try and draw some more first. I'm going to do that off of the Wellspring. Let's see if we do all the Jagged Barons. That would force them to use their spell first. So that is another artifact land. How much is this Mirror Enforcer now? Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards if we leave back our creatures to force them to have a kill condition this turn, as opposed to just the combo. Like if we attack with everybody and they have a safekeeping, we just get ourselves in trouble. I mean, there's some consideration for them to have it, but do we just force them to have it? We've not seen any of them yet. I guess they probably have more safekeepings than they do. I think they've probably got more safekeepings than they do, what do you call it? The kill condition, but at least we force them to have it, we don't give them more time to draw more. Oh, I don't love this, but yeah. So I expect that they have the Insight for the Ghast and their safekeeping to just gain 2 life. But I think sometimes it can get into some, try and play too convoluted lines as opposed to just forcing them to have it. So let's see what this is. Yeah, so I've got obviously I've blasted them already, which, yeah, I could go after a creature, or hold it up for if they have the combo. But by going for face, they're using the blast to save, to gain 2 life. So using the Safekeeper to gain 2 life, that kind of means the blast has got a bit more value than it would otherwise. So, yeah, they kill this. Interesting, they kill the Snacker rather than the Refurb. Maybe they are respecting the Blood Fountain. But when they're killing the Kitchen Imps and so on as well, that doesn't make too much sense to me. So at least I do have a safekeeping. So now, yeah, we're just hoping that they don't have the combo as well. So just hold. See, they've drawn a whole bunch of cards here, so I'd expect to be in trouble. Let's see what this says. Black-green for Broodscale. Are they cycling again, or is that in the Grixis? They cycle, so they don't have it yet. See, I would think that they know we don't have any removal spells, because our removal/burn spells would be going for the face. Sorry, that was on me. I hadn't realised it was I had priority. Still thinking I'm dead, but until they actually play the cards, Yeah, so Broodscale. Yep, that will do it. So, on to game 2. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I probably could have played a bit more patient, but I think the second Chrysalis just kind of slows off our being able to attack so much. So, going to sideboarding, I think I like the Cracks and the Toxins. Don't like. Yeah. I don't like the Crackdown Shaman. It's if they're on Shambling Gas that can kill the Shaman. Alternatively, and secondly, we also need Toxinizers to actually kind of kill their creatures. Just Crack on its own probably won't do it against a Chrysalis or a Broodscale. Don't think I want the Mirror Enforcers again. They're just too expensive. Not on the Reckoner's Bargain. We want to keep as many of the interactive spells we can. So maybe cut the Mirror Enforcers, just making piles in here so I know what I'm doing. So let's cut. Maybe you don't want all of the Cracks and Toxins. I think, yeah. And then what do we cut? Some Sneaky Snackers. The Blood Fountain sounds fine. Yeah. So we don't want to be too far in on the Crackdown Toxin. It's just another thing that can help slow them down. So we're on the play. Hand's not amazing, but I think we've got to keep. Yeah. Rough that we've not got any artifact lands for the familiar, but obviously we've got the Faithless Looting to turn this hand around into something a bit better. If they're not killing us quickly, then having having the amount of draw spells in this deck we do is pretty good for turning any hand around. So grab the price is decent. Do I want a looting or no? Yeah, I was sad thinking about looting, but it's just too valuable to have to discard, aren't I? So we can looting now that we can hit a madness. We even hit the kitchen imp, and we've also drawn into the Clan Tox combo. We discard the kitchen imp, and it's probably like the refurb, it's just too expensive to cast. Yeah. If we had drawn a third land or an artifact, especially an artifact land, I might have been interested in the refurb, but as is, I think everything else just does a little bit more. So 2 damage off the Grab the Prize, 2 for the kitchen imp, it adds up quite quickly. So two it was a face losing, but 2 damage from the Grab the Prize in hand. I'm kind of already getting ahead of myself counting that. See what they have this time. So another garden. We don't do any damage on the ground anyway, so interesting draw. I think I want to lead on the looting first in case we want the kitchen. Wow, okay, that's pretty nice. So the choice is kind of between the Grab the Prize or the looting, but I think the looting gives a higher upside, and we even got there, so. And this means we have enough of a clock in play that we can kind of afford to sit around and hold up, Toxin on the Clan Shaman or Calfast. I guess I probably played a bit too quickly. If we'd have grabbed the prize away the snacker, we would have had the Deadly Dispute up on the snacker. Let us see more cards and have a higher chance of drawing into our third land, but obviously the looting, we had a decent shot drawing the land anyway. So if they have an untapped land, we could be in trouble, right? But again, we have to get a clock in play and be able to hold stuff up. There's no point playing scared too early. At least not with the hand that we had. We're not a deck that can, put together an infinite amount of disruption. So they do have an untapped land, so we could be dead. They don't play anything. So I guess this means they're on all disputes. They've only got 1 black source. They discard 2 cards to hand size. That's very weird. Yeah. Maybe they're holding up Weather the Storm. They want us to provide the madness. Provide the storm. We always provide the madness. So they discard a breath weapon and a currently got. Okay, so they have another breath weapon. This would make sense. So let's just attack now. So, no, breath weapon. Okay, so what do we do? I kind of want a Deadly Dispute now, just to. So we'll bring back the snack, but it will die. But we'll get that treasure token and have a shot at drawing an untapped land. It's a bit weird, but. So we draw the snacker, but we don't have an untapped land still. So the snacker dies to the breath weapon. So now we can Carnarium pick up Barons, again, very slow mana. And hold up a treasure token as our interaction that we can discard to hand size. The best madness enabler. Just having too many cards in hand. So they could make an infinite power. Yeah, they could have made an infinite power Broodscale there, but without being able to have the kill condition as well, they all just died to Crackland Tox combo. So I think here I'm going to lead on grab the prize. I think we pitch the Wellspring. We've got the Snackers if we draw a Deadly Dispute effect. We can sacrifice. So get back to Snackers, and then because they're down at 10 already, I think I'm going to play the Crackland Shaman. Obviously we've got the treasure token for the Tox combo if we need that. Play the Barons. So I'm going to go to 9, 4 damage from the Snackers, 4 from the Galv Blast. So I didn't have the combo the previous 2 turns, it's looked like, so I don't feel too unconfident. I've got the Jag Barons for the last point of damage in hand. So I'll let them sacrifice. I'm not interested in blasting the Chrysalis. Was this Weathers? No. So Weather, no, never going to lead on Weather, but that's the thing on my radar, sorry. So they have a Broodscale. Okay. So I go for Glee on the Broodscale. So if we Toxin, yeah, so if we try and kill this now and they just adapt, so if we let it resolve, blast it, they just adapt, they win. If we could block the Chrysalis and then Toxin later, but if they have a a makeshift munitions or something, that will be too good for them. So if we Toxin Analysis and Crack now, they'd have to save the Chrysalis, save the Broodscale. So that does the same thing as making sure we kill the Chrysalis, so they still have to have the kill condition separately. Yeah. So we can Toxin Analysis now. If they don't have anything, or their creatures die, if they do have 1 safekeeping, they then also need to have the kill condition this turn, Nightblade or munitions, because we're going to kill the Chrysalis. It also means they have to spend the 2 mana to adapt. So I feel pretty safe under this line. Let's see what they have. Yeah, if they had 2 safekeepings, they win. And I guess we played a few more spells into potential Weather, but okay, so let that go. Let's see what they have. I don't feel like it's gone too badly. For the Chrysalis now. Okay, so they're back onto gumming up the board a bit. So we need to find a way to kill the Chrysalis. So I've literally only just realised that we didn't actually have Magical Craft this entire time. We need the Blood Fountain and the Dust Water Bridge. They're actually very good draws. So we can, because I want to looting anyway. So if we attack first, it means you can't run to the 3rd Kitchen Imp, but it does also mean that we get back to whichever snacker they block. So I like the sound of that. Yeah, I think this makes sense. And then from the previous turn, it didn't look like they had any safekeepings. I think they'd probably used it. So holding up the Galv Blast seems pretty good. So we can face this looting, Blood Fountain, turn the Galv Blast Metalcraft on. So we get the Snacker trigger. We've got a So sorry, we've got the Deadly Dispute, but obviously we've already drawn our third card for this turn, so we've got a trigger. And we only draw 2 in their turn. Yeah, I wish I'd actually kept the vault over the bridge. Just having the untapped land, it would mean that we could hold up. We could play the Crackland Shaman and still hold up Deadly Dispute. But I guess we're, I'm kind of fixating on holding up the Galblast. But yeah, we could have held up the Galblast and the Dispute, so it's just a mistake on my end. Again, if they're relying on Broodscale, then we do now have a bunch of artifacts to sacrifice and the Galblast. We've got a few pieces of interaction for it. So, what's this? Another Chrysalis? They just Chrysalis flooded. Okay. This isn't the one I was expecting. This kind of undoes the whole how much damage we have to do erasing them game. So they can gain 2 life off the spawn, so actually at 9, or obviously if anything else dies. But they don't have anything else yet. So yeah, regretting not having the Deadly Dispute up, we could set the blood token or something, but hey. I guess if we do it in our turn, we get back the snacker for free. So yeah, blasting them here just seems way too aggressive. They're effectively going to be going to 5. So we can play. Do we play the land? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, we've got the Blood Fountain in place. We can get back a Kitchen Imp and a Refurb. The Refurb's still going to cost mana, but taking down their cards in hand will hopefully matter. Yeah. So I think I'm just going to hold up Blood Fountain. We've got rid of the Chrysalis and Glee. Well, the first one, the Broodscale Chrysalis Glee. I'm kind of getting that almost 3 for 1. Means that the Refurb should be able to hit something good out of their hand. We do actually have enough to Blood Fountain, Deadly Dispute, and then also Blood Token, which would get back the snackers. But so they start gaining some life now. Yeah, being able to use the blood token to madness out of Kitchen Imps with haste next turn is probably too good to throw it away. So they draw some more cards. Let's see. They're just passing back, so I don't really know what they're representing being on. So I'm going to sack the blood token because I want to keep the snackers untapped. Oh, that's a mistake. I should have done the snacker and blood token. Sorry, I'm getting too tired. Not playing very well. Should have done the snacker blood token to draw 3 cards, but just missed it. So we can get back Refurb to take a card out of hand and a Kitchen Imp. I'm not too interested in the second Kitchen Imp. We don't currently have a way to discard it. It's a bit too expensive to play. So drawing the other Kitchen Imp's pretty nice. So the other Refurb's pretty nice. Goes a long way to knocking their hand down. Yeah, if they're trying to have 2-card combo and a protection spell, so he gets Forest out first, and also, what's this one going to be? kind of weighing up whether I can Galv Blast down the Falconreth now if it's going to gain more life later. I don't think so. I think we just want to get cards out of their hand. You know, holding up 2 Galv Blast means they can't really kill us. What's this going to be? So Cycler Landscape. My heart went to my mouth and it was like a breath weapon or something. The second one, but obviously that knocks him back down a bit. So discard a swamp. So we get in for 1 if we. I guess we get in for 2 with the So we get in for 2 with a Snacker, and then they get a trigger to gain 1 back. So there's a point where they need 2 safekeepings to be alive. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I've kind of stumbled into a good outcome here. No. I don't know. I'm thinking that I might have something. My position's too strong with the Gal Blast to be able to stop them having combo and enough protection spells. I think I just wait and have a guarantee for next turn with the other Kitchen Imp. What's this? Not another Grixis, another Noble. Okay. So the 2 Nobles are definitely going to add up pretty quickly. But again, I think with the extra flying attacker now, I feel pretty confident. So I think I'm going to blast them once now and push for damage. I don't want to hold it all up into my turn and get Weather the Stormed or something. So go to 4. Now if we attack with everybody, with all our flyers, and we can even play the Kitchen Imp out, I guess, if we want to. Or do we hold up the mana in case we draw something off the looting? Yeah. So we're essentially getting in for 4 damage, which means I have to Weather the Storm or interact first. And then if they do something, we can blast them in response. Yeah, if we cast anything first, they wet, and then they have a Weather. We're just getting ourselves into trouble. So let's go to combat and hope it's something good. I'm not sure. Again, I think I probably spewed some value here. I missed getting the Snackers back for whatever reason. That was just being silly. But I think we should be able to lock this up. So they're going to go 2, and then we can blast them in response to death triggers. So they're using a safekeeping to try and save one. So if we bolt them now, blast them now, they'd need the other one. Yeah, okay. So we do wind up getting there, but I think we're playing pretty loosely, to be honest. Definitely had some opportunities to play, get more interactions back, or Faith looting in some Kitchen Imps. So I was trying to spread the line of being able to return the Snackers. I'm getting a bit too tired to play too well here, but we'll finish off this game and then start the rest in another day. Just noticed they're on 3 minutes, we're on 8, so both need to play quite quickly. I'm going to keep because we have our lands under us. I guess we even play the Crackdown Shaman on turn 1. They know that we have them now. drawing the snacker though, I think I'm definitely just going to get that into the graveyard. It means we can hold up like a draw to effect next turn to get it back. If we draw another Faceless Looting or something, that's insane. So I forgot that on the gain 1 life lands. Obviously, kind of quite glad that it's a tap land, but we get a swamp, obviously the main second colour. So we Crackdown Shaman this turn and can play the Carnarium. Maybe the Crackdown even gets simple one through the plant token, depending on what they have. I've got the Toxin Analysis if they do go for anything big next turn. So on Pulsing Harasser, that's good to know about. And they discarding or milling a Glee, they take another land. So we can grab the prize, put a Kitchen Imp into play, bring back the Snacker. That seems pretty good. I mean, shields are down for another turn, but I think we have to try and, I kind of want to try and put the clock on them and then be able to hold up our Death Touch effect, our Deadly Dispute on the Snacker and so on. It just sets us up too well. They have the combo on turn 4, then they have a combo on turn 4, obviously they've milled over 1 Glue already. And even if they have the Broodscale and it gets infinite power, we've got the Toxin Analysis to kill it anyway with Death Touch, so they need to actually have the Falcon Math Aristocrat or whatever it is as well. So yeah, I like the idea of just getting a clock on them. So it's a dispute. Yeah. So they turn their spawn into a treasure token. So I don't think they can kill us in one go. 2 mana for the Broodscale, 1 for the Glee. They can't then adapt it. And if they adapt it from a land, they can't play the Noble. Opponent's clock's running pretty low. They just play any untapped land. I guess I can get a red source. So I think I'm going to play the Barons, getting the damage. I'm kind of looking at this as we can. Oh no, we can't. If we Deadly Dispute, we have to use a treasure as our second land. No, sorry, as our second black source. Got them all over the place. So yeah, let's Deadly Dispute, get a treasure. It lets us play Toxin. Yeah. Also, kind of representing 2 artifacts that we could sacrifice anyway. So they might need a Shambling Gas to be able to, go off. Down to a minute on the clock. I think unfortunately in this kind of position, we're up 5 minutes on them and we conceded game 1 nice and early. So if they had the combo, I would make them play it out. Call me a scumbag, but it's one of those, if you're playing a combo deck, then you have to try and play quickly. So up to 10 cards in hand. What's this? Breath Weapon? Oh, they just concede. Yeah, so I think they just realised they're out of time. Fair enough. Happy to get out of it with a win and on to game 2. So definitely going to keep this hand for the Faithless Looting Sneaky Snackers. If we draw a land, I might be tempted to blast. So we do draw a land, I might be tempted to blast down the Arbor Elf here. If we, Faithless Looting the Sneaky Snackers and they have a Utopia Sprawl or something, we could get in trouble. So yeah, I think Mountain Calv Blast is better. Yeah, let's follow that. and see what the opponent leads on. So again, we've got the sneaky snackers for next turn. That's another eyebrow, so probably rather we didn't blast that, but hey. So we can discard the 2 sneaky snackers pretty happily, and then we've got a swamp which turns on the deadly disputes. And then I think for this time we'll just play the swamp and pass. Yeah, I think the swamp over the furnace. Just pop out our graveyard to look at what we want to discard for next turn. So let's see what the opponent has. Thermograss, so like a proper Ponza, bit retro. So draw the grab the prize is pretty nice. Got a choice then as to what we want to discard. The dispute's going to be turned on if we have the snackers in play. I kind of want to have the extra land in the Great Furnace. This is quite a tough choice. We could discard the kitchen imp and not madness it out because we're going to have our flying creatures and sneaky snackers. Yeah, I'm leaning towards discarding the imp and just not madnessing it out. So no to that, we still draw 2, we still return the 2 snackers, draw a third one, fair enough. And then, as I say, in our next turn we can use the Deadly Dispute on one of the in-play snackers to just bring it back. Just a 1 mana draw 2 is pretty nice. Let's see what next turn brings. That's a pretty good draw. By my maths, we can Deadly Dispute, sack a snacker, make a treasure, and then play another refurb. That's going to be pretty hard to get away from. I guess the other option would be that we could use a treasure to cast a snacker, but especially with having drawn another refurb, this seems pretty nice. Get them to start discarding cards nice and early so that they don't reach this kind of Ponza critical mass. And then you can see here with, obviously it was a nice draw starting on Faith of Suiting, pitch 2 snackers, but we're up to 6 power in play. Yeah, so they destroy a land again. Kind of fortunate that we have plenty of untapped red sources in this draw as well. But if I'm not sure that really they've got the time to be going after our lands like this when we've got this much power in play. So I'm thinking here we can just play a refurb, play the Drossforge Bridge, play a refurb. I guess we didn't even need to play the bridge because we've got the treasure, but play the refurb, play another snacker using the treasure. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we can go with this first, just see if they tell us any information about the hand. Yeah, discard another Stone Rain, so they are hating. So we'll set ourselves up for next turn and get in for 6. They should be dead on board and we can kill them through a Chrysalis. Yeah, I don't think that all of their Stone Rains is kind of good enough against the clock. So in terms of sideboarding for this matchup, I think I want to be on Cryarch Toxin combo. Green-red doesn't tend to play too much removal. Don't want the Fiery Tempers. I think the Mirror Enforcers are a bit speculative, getting up to Affinity to cast them, and if they're destroying our lands, that's going to go even worse. So just got to think about the last couple of cards to board out. It could be the Reckoner's Bargain. I don't think gaining that small amount of life will really matter. And then we've got the Deadly Disputes we'd rather use to sacrifice anyway. Yeah, I think the Reckoner's Bargains can come out. And then one Crackcran Shaman, because on its own without the Toxin Analysis isn't going to be too powerful anyway. So let's give this a go. So we've got the Faithless Looting, but I don't think we can afford to keep this hand. This looks even worse. Had the opponent's mulligan to 5 as well. Well, if they are on land destruction, I think we'll keep a bunch of lands. But obviously this is quite slow. Doesn't really have a plan. But I think we'll have to keep rather than mulligan to 4. Then do we want to put back one of the Cracks or the Deadly Dispute? I think I'd rather. I feel like I've got to keep one of the. Yeah, I guess I can put back one of the lands. We'll still keep 3, and then we've got the Crackland to play. So we can lead on the bridge, which is indestructible. Does suffer against the Deglammer, for example, but yeah, I think especially during the refurb, we'll lead on the bridge. And in true Affinity style, if we get up to 2 land, we can hold up the Deadly Dispute against the Stone Rain. Okay, so they do Cast into Fire rather than Deglammer, but quite similar. So the Jagged Barons is resistant to Cast into Fire, but obviously he still suffers to Stone Rain, so they've not boarded out too many. Looks like they don't have a play on turn 3. So I'm thinking that we're just going to play the Crack pass. Unlikely that the Galvanic Blast is going to have too many targets this turn, but got the option. So they do Acid Moss the Jagged Barons. Opponent's got quite a lot of lands in play. We can play the Refurb in our next turn. Yeah, that's going to make the second one even cheaper. So again, the downside of the opponent having essentially 2 land destruction spells again is, well, I mean, they're not necessarily land drops either, but the refurbs are starting to tick away through their hand. So let's see what this is going to be. So Utopia Spore is fine, kind of flooding out. And follow that up with Chrysalis. Okay, so not something we're thrilled to see, but we can play a refurb and draw a card. We can looting first and see if we'd hit into something. Yeah, I think I'd rather. Let's think about this. I think I'd rather go for the looting first. So what do we discard here? I could keep a Gal Blast or keep a Dispute. I think I want to discard both Gal Blasts. I don't really want to be using 2 Gal Blasts on a Chrysalis if I can avoid it. I guess the plan will be to try and draw into a Toxin Analysis, which will let us sweep up this and the next couple of creatures that it might hit. We do. So we can pass here. I'll keep the land back. If I play the other forest and they draw land destructions, sorry, if I play the furnace, not forest, and they draw a land destruction spell, they're almost guaranteed to go after the bolt. I'd rather keep the black source around. Let's see what this is going to be. Boarding for Altasaur, Cascade creature. Oh no, go! They can definitely have one of them. Again, we're not really looking to burn them out, so much as just build a load of flyers. So we can toxin analysis guy here. Is there a choice on what we'd rather sacrifice between a land and a clue token? It's interesting. We're going to have quite a lot of lands between the Great Furnace and the bridge in hand. We could also sacrifice a familiar, but I kind of like having the extra power in play. It's a Great Furnace. Yeah, still not quite made my mind up. I think I'd rather sack the clue over the furnace. The furnace is more the fact that the furnace is a land drop. We've got the Faithless Looting already, so we've got plenty of things to do with that mana. Yeah. If it was discard a card, I'd discard a land over the clue token, but because it's the land drop as well, I think that's too many turns in the future. So opponent continues to flood out, which is nice to see. Not a great draw on our part. So I think I'd want to play the land to get up to 4 before I face this looting because of the chance to draw in a Kitchen Imp. We don't, but glad to have some lands to discard. Then we can just crack in for 4 and hold up the Faithless Looting for our next turn. So obviously opponent's been quite unfortunate with how many mana sources they've drawn, but equally we're kind of 4 cards ahead of them. You know, we've been able to discard 2 lands. They've exiled a further and destroyed a further, so the cast into fire is pretty good here. Just mopping up the creatures. So I think we're going to lead on Faithless Looting again, see what we discard. So, I mean, the refurbs are pretty good to keep, just they're going to replace themselves already, so I'll discard the Deadly Dispute after all. Take that cast into the fire. So the first one replaces itself with Grab the Prize, the second one replaces itself into another bridge. I think I'll keep the bridge to have another thing that we can discard. 4 mana is pretty good breakpoint because it allows the Blood Furnace. And then yeah, we can discard the Grab the Prize for the bridge to Grab the Prize. Oh, I thought I was clever drawing the 2 refurbs again after they cast into fire, but turns out not. So we can grab the prize and discard the bridge, or we can face this looting. I think it's better to lead on the grab the prize. So I think we're just playing we just played the Wellspring this turn, but we've got the Snacker that we can discard to the face of looting for some value in the future. Obviously it doesn't come back straight away. If we're doing that, do we want to play the Jagged Barons or keep that to discard? I think I'm going to keep it in my hand as a thing to discard. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We've got the Faithless Looting to discard one of these 2 unless we draw something else. And again, we're at the 4 mana breakpoint for the Blood Fountain. Okay, so they knock us back off the 4 mana breakpoint, but again, it's if they're drawing. This is the downside to Ponza, right? If they're drawing non-destruction spells when they need creatures. So conversely, now I'm actually less likely to want to discard some lands to the Faithless Looting. So definitely discard the Snacker, and then a choice for the second one, Toxin Analysis, Blast. I think we don't have the Krark, so maybe it's the Toxin Analysis. Also out of discard outlets for the Kitchen Imp. Got, what's this, 3 Grab the Prizes and 2 Faithless Lootings less to draw on Blood Fountains. So let's discard the Toxin Analysis, play our land, get us back up to that 4 mana breakpoint, and pass back, see what they have. So yeah, we can start our next turn with Deadly Dispute if we don't do anything better. Draw 3, and again you can see we're 13 cards through our deck, or 12 cards, sorry, further through our deck than the opponent. Opponent with another mana source. I'm kind of thinking about the Toxin Ice in the graveyard with a Crackland Shaman. We do have a Blood Fountain, but let's lead with the Deadly Dispute and see what we hit. So bring back one Snacker. I think if we did draw a Blood Fountain, we've got all the reverbs in the graveyard anyway. So that's a pretty nice draw, so we can get a Kitchen Imp into play. Start chopping away at the opponent's life total. It adds up quite quickly, 2 from the prize, 2 from the Kitchen Imp this turn. Kitchen Imp flooded. And we've got this treasure token under the graveyard. So yeah, this is, I guess, what I'm saying. We're less about burning the opponent out and more about building a board, and that's done it for this opponent. I've just drawn too many mana sources. I've blown up too many of ours. Need to play some more creatures. See how the next one goes. So we're on the play in round 3. This hand's really slow with the lands. I mean, I'm gonna keep, but it's so slow. So lead on the Jag Baron and see what they do. It's going to be like turn 3, play a Ica Wellspring. Okay, so it looks like they're on the MonoWhite Heroic deck. Probably not a great matchup to be on this sort of hand, but we did draw something or a sneaky snack to go like grab advisors. So we just Canary and pick up our land. See what they have. So Skyguard, don't currently have a way to interact with that. Could just put Kitchen Imp into play rather than the Snacker. I think we can do that and be aggressive. We'll try and get this into a race situation. Post board, we've got the Crackland Tox combo, but obviously it doesn't deal with the Skyguard. So this is not where we want to see where opponent goes, both wide and tall pretty quickly. And then they provoke Kitchen Imp. Just trying to figure out how this works. So can I untap when I have to block? It's not letting me block the Skyguard, but I have to block here. So yeah, whenever. So it's the block it if able. So I have to block the Elite. I'm just going to double check that I can't block the Skyguard. Yeah, so it has to be the Elite. That's a pretty nice removal spell for them. So what do we want to do here? We're going to struggle to bolt down this Skyguard from here. I guess we need to draw some cards anyway. I'll just see if anything would work. I guess we need Metalcraft to hit 2 Galvblast to kill the Skyguard anyway, so let's play some artifacts if we can. So that's getting even bigger. I think that's going to be 10 power, right? Yep, 2, 10, 1. So 13, more than 12. So opponent gets their game 1. So what do we want to do? I think we need the Crackland Toxin combo. Again, I don't think Mirror Enforcer is really where we want to be. That's just going to be too slow. What do we want to cut? Again, probably the bargains are kind of an easy default thing to cut. They do work well with the snackers. We want all the interaction we can get with our burn spells, try and manage their board, stop them growing something too big. One Blood Fountain can go. Not looking to have the game go quite as long. And then maybe the Wellsprings. We've cut the bargains already. we probably need the toxin analysis to be killing too much that's important with the Quiet Clan Shaman. Let's give this a go. So we're on the play, game 2. Again, we've got Faces Looting, double Snacker. We don't have an untapped red for the first turn, but I think we'll be keeping this. We've got the Quiet Clan Shaman if we was to draw a toxin analysis. See what the opponent does. They're more to 6. See if they keep going. They keep on 6. We'll just Jagged Barons. Pass back. So they've got the Trailblazer. So obviously that's going to grow too big to interact with our burn spells very quickly. So Faithless Looting, can discard the 2 Snackers. And I think we play the Carnarium. Don't have anything to do with the 1 mana. Makes sense. Let's see what the opponent's got, how quickly this Trailblazer is going to grow. So the Umbra means that we're going to have to use Crack twice, if it's got Death Touch still, and a Spirit Link. So again, we're, obviously Spirit Link is still good, but we're a lot less aggressive than you'd think for like a Rakdos burn deck, and there might be a few times that we, get opponents with that where they think we're, more beat down than we are. Bit of a choice here. With Faithless Looting, we can bring back the 2 Snackers, and that turns on the Deadly Dispute pretty nicely. We don't currently have enough way to madness out the Kitchen Imp, and the refurbs are very expensive. So let's do this, and then we'll keep probably the bridge to go with the refurbs. And probably, so it's a choice between discarding the Jagged Barons, having tap land come to play for turn 4 or 5, or discarding an Imp and not casting it. We don't really have a discard outlet for the Imp now anyway. So I think I'll discard the Imp. It's Imp or Barons. We'll keep the Imp, we never know. That 5th land, like keeping your 4th and 5th land effectively as comes into play tap land, seems quite a commitment. So the Trailblazer continues to grow. We might be doing some chumping in the future. Perhaps 2 cards in hand, and we've drawn another artifact land for the refurbs. But we don't currently have the Toxin Analysis still with our board. So we can attack with a Snacker and then Deadly Dispute it back. The one that we block with, we can't bring back as freely, because in their turn we've only drawn 2 cards. We need to have the card we draw for the turn to turn the Snacker. So let's look. If we play the Vault and Deadly Dispute, we'll have Vault and Treasure, so it'll be 2 mana for a refurb. So I guess if we're going to Deadly Dispute, we can attack first for free, because it's coming back tapped anyway. And we leave back one of the Snackers just to block with. So dispute away the Snacker, it'll come straight back. I guess it's worth thinking about whether we want to leave up a red mana in case we draw a Toxin Analysis. So if we cast this off a double black, we can leave up the Quiet Clan Shaman red mana, and then we've got the Vault for if we draw a Toxin Analysis as our extra black source. Yeah, I can't think of anything where having a black mana floating is relevant. Maybe if we draw a Blood Fountain, it becomes cheaper to play a refurb. I think it's better to leave up the red mana in the pool in case we draw the Toxin Analysis. Though I guess we've got a treasure, it doesn't really matter because we make a treasure anyway. So we can play the Vault, play a 2-mana refurb, make the next one cheaper, and then we can block with the Snacker just to prevent, what's it, 7 damage. So opponent discards a cycle land. So block if we can. So don't attack with the 1/1. I wouldn't really want to block that anyway because we need the affinity count. Opponent gains 7, so it is adding up. So we can block with the Snacker again and then return something. We don't have a discard outlet for the Kitchen Imps in hand. We do have a lot of mana, so it's 1 mana to play a refurb, 4 for the Kitchen Imp. I think that's leaning me towards just playing out my hand. So 4 mana for a Kitchen Imp. Oh, that's the refurb anyway. Click on one. But we're going to play both, so let's see what they discard. They discard another land. We can play the Kitchen Imp. And I guess we attack for 4, so their life total getting too high. Lead the Snacker back to block the Trailblazer. Yeah, we've got 2 blockers, so even if they have a removal spell, we're not just dead. So block with the Snacker. Okay, so do attack with the token this time. We can take 1. I think the 2/1 flyer is more valuable. Again, opponent gains 1,000,000. But we're up to 6 power in play, and we have a draw a grab the prize for the Kitchen Imp now. So let's lead on that. This is going to be 8 power of flyers in play plus the 2 Snackers. So although they've gained a bunch of life, we're not about burning the opponent out. We're about building a board presence. And we even draw the Toxin Analysis to go with the Crackland Shaman. So let's pretty much snap that off. I guess I could have a Thraben Charm. If they had a Thraben Charm, though, we use it for the 2 Snackers anyway. It'd be very disciplined to hold it back. So again, a choice to re-sacrifice the clue or the treasure token. I think it's got to be the treasure, right? Yeah. We've got enough land so we can afford to crack the clue. And remember to go twice because of that Hyena Umbra. So we'll keep the clue around still. Down to 4 lands. Wipes the board, keep all our flyers. We'll just play a bridge. Get in for 8. So I guess they're not dead because they got this turn next turn. They're not quite dead, but obviously we've got quite a lot of things we could draw. The Fiery Temper is going to help to make them dead. So let's draw for clue token, see what we hit. Just a Jagged Bound, sure we can play that. Attack in. That's quite bad actually. Mistapped mana, so we've not left up Fiery Temper. And then also we probably should have just played the Crackland Shaman, just so they can't play a guy, give it lifelink, grow it massively. So, bit of a misplay, but luckily we don't get punished there. His opponent's on 4 cards in hand. Got there. So, sideboarding. I'm kind of looking at the Reckoner's Bargain again, just having a few bits of life gain. But struggling to see what I'd really want to board out. I think we'll just go with this. Yeah, I think I like the deck as it is. So the bargains, if anything, I'd want to bring back in. But maybe the Blood Fountains, but the Blood Fountains too good with the refurbs. They're just kind of one of those things that make the deck tick. Very good role player, does a bit of everything. Works with the Fiery Tempers, works with the Crackland Shamans, works with the Kitchen Imps and the refurbs. So let's go into game 3. Nice easy mulligan decision. We'll go down to 6. I mean, I love seeing 3 refurbs, but only 1 land. Got to put this back as well. So down to 5. We can keep this. What do we want to discard? What do we want to put back? I think we can keep 1, grab the prize. Put back Fiery Temple, Kitchen Imp. Keep the Kitchen Imp, just having our first creatures played to the board. We're an extra mana source away from getting the Fiery Temple online. So the Carnarium's pretty nice, but you know, the Karoo lands 2 land drops in 1 go, but we're so far away from getting Metalcraft if we do that. So opponents on tap land in their White Weenie deck. So is the Trailblazer going to grow too big? No, they play a cat. So choice here. If we play the Canarium, we're not leaving up any open mana, but I think that's fine. I think if they're cascinating, they'd be going on the Trailblazer, not the cat, yeah. So if we're going on the Trailblazer, not the cat, and the Galvanic Blast isn't going to interact with the Trailblazer very well. So they do that, grow the Trailblazer. So we can grab the prize, put Kitchen Imp into play. Guess if we attack them, they just gain 1 with the cat anyway, so we're only effectively attacking for 1 and losing a life, so we'll keep it back to block. Revoke Existence, so yeah, that Metalcraft is looking a long way away, and the refurbs looking very expensive. I'm not just going to block for 3 life. So we could play a 3 mana refurb this turn, or else we can hold up Galv Blast. I think I'm just going to hold up the Galv Blast on cat if we need it, and then next turn we could play just having the extra land in play rather than, and the 4th land untap next turn gives us more options. Oh, I messed up there. So I was on auto yield, so I didn't bolt the cat in time. I'm going to have to kill it now. I can't afford to take an extra 2 damage, lifelink a turn. But by auto yielding, I let them get an extra free token. So we won't declare any blocks, and then we'll just blast down the cat. Yeah, I could block, but it's only just going to lead to worse blowouts. Yeah. Fuming about auto yielding that was just silly. Yeah, we'll definitely have to bolt. Taking 5 damage a turn is just too much. I guess at least we got the cartouche out of the way that could have been on the Trailblazer. Wouldn't be so bad if they didn't make the token. So they bring back the cat. Not wholly unexpected. So play the Vault, and then what do we want to do? I think it's just 3 mana refurb and leave up a blast again. Again, we're not up to Metalcraft yet. They discarded Eyes, which they can obviously escape back soon. What's this? Escape. Yeah, okay. So Masquerade on Grace is like the bomb sideboard card for this matchup. We have creatures that are black, blue, and red, but obviously this is all our creatures are black or red. So I don't think we're going to get out of this. We've got what? 27. We're now on racing them. They don't have a lot. They've got the lifelink effect as well, so I'll have to do 31 damage. Might be a tough ask. So yeah, they escape here as well. So we're going to be dead after our next turn. Let's just see what we draw. In case I've forgotten something. I've got a few other creatures as well for if we were to have an edict. So. See what we draw. Yeah, the Volp's not going to do it. I guess I can dispute, see if I've forgotten anything, but yeah. I guess we can refurb, work out what the last card in hand was. Yeah, and then I think that's going to do it. So we're on the draw in round 4. Can't be keeping this hand. Can definitely be keeping this hand. So we've got the Snacker draw 2 combo. I'll put back an artifact land. Game 1, nobody's going to have main deck artifact 8. So it looks like they're on mono red. And then this is the new Innistrad creature. So turn 1 tap land for us. Turn 2 grab the prize. Oh right, yes. So this is a werewolf, so if we don't play something. Yeah, there's a lot of tap lands in Pauper, so a 1 mana 2/2 menace is pretty good. So Epicus are just on like a normal mono red playing the intruder. So I think we're definitely just stuck. We have to grab the prize, pitch the Snacker, we'll come back. We can reckon his bargain to gain 2 life. Next time we draw another Snacker. So I guess this puts us on maybe rather than bargaining in just gaining 2 life, which isn't that impressive. Especially game 1 against mono red, it's probably not going to be enough. We could deadly dispute, attack for 2, deadly dispute the Snacker, make a treasure, use the Vault to play the other Snacker. I mean, it sounds like a plan. I'm just not sure it's quick enough against mono red. So yeah, we're down to 8 already. Or the alternative is that we just bargain. Game 2, obviously whatever we're doing then, it might as well attack first. So bargain game 2, or I mean, if we have we can gain 4 life off of some of the other effects. At least 4 is more meaningful. 7 is the dream with the Mirror Enforcer, but getting that, I think we've been lucky not to draw too many of those so far this league. The 7 affinity cost just seems a bit too steep. So I think I'm on dispute, make the treasure over just getting 2 life. That's got to be better. And then, yeah, we can see what we draw, but we can use the treasure to cast the other Snacker. Gives us a blocker. So you block, take 1. See what they have. So they blast us down to 6. And discard a mountain, draw a card. Oh, so this is the old werewolf mechanics. We played 2 spells, so we flip that back, so we can now block there, which we'll be happy to do. We go down to 5. It's not great. See what they have. So Tomb Raiders, basically fine. And they grab the prize. So what do we want to do here? So the snack will come back. Do the same trick of attack, dispute. You can grab the prize now, discard the snacker, draw 2. Yeah. So that would do an extra 2 damage. Currently we block one of these, we go down to 4. Yeah. I think we lead on the grab the prize to bring back the 2 snackers. This gives us a shot of drawing like a refurb. Yeah, drawing like a refurb or something that turns the bargain a bit better for next turn. Now all we have to do is live. Then we can knock this card out of their hand with refurb. And we've still got 2 blockers. And we've got the Jagged Barrens. Follow up as a tap land. Yeah, I mean, let's see what they discard, but otherwise they're know from 5 they need 2 cards to kill us. So we go down to 3. We've got blockers for the 2 creatures. So we draw a Galvblast. I think that means we might want to play the Mountain in case they draw like an artifact creature that we might have a 3rd creature we need to block. Yeah, I think it's better to play the Mountain, just have the potential to gain some, or prevent some more damage, and then again if we can gain 4 life with the Reckoner's Bargain, we should be pretty safe. So 1 turn to fade, so it doesn't look like they've got it, they're passing to attack. So they don't even attack. So hang on, are they just dead? We've got 8 power flyers in play. 4 for the Galvblast, 2 for the Grab the Prize. It's got to be, yeah. So 6, 8, yeah, that's got to be enough. Because if they had a burn spell, they would be going for the face, so 8 plus 6, 14, yeah. Like maybe if they have something we can hold up to the bargain as a backup plan, but or even if they try and kill us in response to our attack. So again, this, hopefully showing off some power of just all of these cheap recursive flyers and drawing a bunch of cards. We've seen 6 extra cards in the opponent. I mean, do we mulligan heavily this game? I can't remember. So we're burning into 1. So return another Snacker. I guess we'll play the Great Furnace of holding up the Reckoner's Bargain in case they're trying to slow roll us. And deal 4. Did we get there? What have we got? Yeah. So escape game 1 with a win. So post board, we've got Campfires, we've got Quark Clans and Toxin combo. It's less of a combo, more about just getting some life. Dump the Fiery Tempers, the Madness cost maybe a bit too expensive. I think the Snackers are too slow, typically against mono red, so I've been trying to board them out. Then grab the prize to go with the Snackers. This sneaky Snacker is, yep, very prominent. Can you go away, Mr. Snacker? No, you're here to stay. I might just have to restart the client to get rid of this big old sneaky Snacker. So yeah, let's move this. The plan is we've got the Campfires, Toxin Analysis, and then Mirror Enforcer, Reckoner Bargain. So yeah, I think this is the cyber plan. We've got 1 more card to bring back in, and that Snacker's getting on my nerves now. I think I'll probably bring in a Grab the Prize back over anything else. Just draw 2 mana, discard a card, draw 2, get us closer to drawing our sideboard cards. Again, if we can ever Reckoner's Bargain and Mirror Enforcer, that just being a bad Affinity deck plan. So let's submit, and I'll have to restart the client to get rid of the Snacker. I didn't think he'd come with me. So back in a minute. So back for round 4, game 2. The Snacker has left us. And we've got a Campfire and a Quark Clan Shaman, but I think we've got to mulligan this. And this looks pretty nice. We've got Hands and Spells. The Blood Fountain goes well with the Mirror Enforcer. So do we put back the Swamp? I think it's like our land that doesn't help cast the Mirror Enforcer. Yeah, I think it's got to be the Swamp. The Toxin Analysis can gain us some life in the future. We don't have currently anything to discard for value to the Faithless Looting, but it just turns our hand over, give us that velocity. Yeah, the Toxin Analysis is kind of good if they make a load of tokens, then we draw the Quark, but I think just having untapped lands could be really important in this matchup, so I'll put back the Analysis. That's pretty nice. So turn 1 Blood Fountain, turn 2 Blood Fountain. The Mirror Enforcer will make it to the wall. We'll finally get to play one and see if it's any good. All it took was drawing 2 of our 3 Blood Fountains, and first hand, and we draw an extra untapped artifact land. Fantastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 currently, 6 for the furnace. So tap that, play the Mirror Enforcer. I mean, we're going to try and block the Tomb Raider and trade it for a bolt and a burn spell, but that's certainly a good showing for the Enforcer. So you can see how many hoops you have to jump through to make this card reasonable. It's yeah, I don't think it actually works in practice, but obviously in this situation it's been pretty good. Maybe we can Blood Fountain it back in the future. So yeah, they have a blast for it, but that's fine. Wow, the third Blood Fountain. So do you want to just Faithless Looting first, see what we draw? So Wellspring's slow, Tapland's slow as well. Probably rather keep the Bridge than the Barrens. Do we want the Bridge or Swamp? I think just value the untapped lands, so we can play the Ica Wellspring and try and get, try and turn this into some action. So Bargain's pretty nice because it's draw 3 with the Wellspring, gain 2. Maybe we can live the dream of get back that Mirror Enforcer. See what we have. We go down to 9. So Deadly Dispute better than Bargain. Again, we've got these 4 mana creatures that work much better with the Reckoner's Bargain than the Wellspring. 2 lifers, a half a bolt. 4 lifers, a bolt and a bit. So Deadly Dispute, pitch the Wellspring, draw 3. Hope there's something good in here. That qualifies, so we can Clan Shaman wipe their board. What would we want to sacrifice here? So, do we want to do it now or do we want to do it in their turn? I guess we don't have anything to... Yeah, I think we can just go now. Sacrifice a blood token, and I think the Blood Fountain's better than any of the lands or the treasure. So I think the treasure token of the lands is better than the Blood Fountain. We've already got another one. So yeah, just wipe the board and see what they have. So they kick a Bushwhacker, so glad that we wiped the board. I guess we probably should have not activated the Shaman until their turn. That was just silly of me. So here we can play a Wellspring, hold up the Bargain. We could bargain away something else, but gain 1 less life. That doesn't seem great. We could Faithless Looting, try and turn our hand around into, a 4 mana creature that gains a bit more life. Yeah, I think I'm preferring the chance to spike something off of Faithless Looting and then do that over just playing the Wellspring and having the kind of gain 2, draw 3 that might not do enough. It's a tough choice though. Yeah, I think we Faithless Looting. So the Gareth Blast we can use off the treasure. We can discard another Looting in the Fountain. We don't need the 3rd Fountain. So we play the Bridge, and guess for the sake of the chance of it mattering, we'll hold up Reckoner's Bargain to gain 1 life off the Blood Fountain. You see a bit thin, so they kick a Bushwhacker at us. We can bolt 1, we'll still take 2 down to 3. So I guess we've got to bargain first, just to be at 4 rather than 1. Sorry, 4 rather than, just be at 4 rather than 3, so that they don't bolt us in response to the bargain cast. You never want to have a a point where we're at 3 against burn. Funny that we've gone through the 3 blood fountains already, but yeah. I guess we're kind of using this less as a gain life spell in this situation than actually just to get draw 2, see a bunch of cards. Then we've got, you know, another bargain. We've got some campfires to draw 2. So the refurbs are right. And take a card out of their hand that they might, you know, discard into the blood token if it's, even if it doesn't do anything. And we've got toxin analysis, so gain us a little bit of life back. You know, we're kind of scrabbling around a bit here, so yeah, never going down to 3 was definitely the right choice. We're scrabbling around a bit here, but we're not, you know, we're not dead. That's better than nothing. So we've got a lot of face solutions in the graveyard. I'm going to grab the prize. I think I'm just going to play the Wellspring over holding up the grab the prize. Let's see what we draw. Okay, not a lot. And then we've got the toxin analysis we're holding up as we can block gain 2. Yes, I think we'll just play a land. And discard the mountain to grab the prize next turn. And so I hope they don't draw a burn spell, because we can deal with some creature. Yeah, so a creature, but we can toxin analysis to gain lifelink, to effectively gain 2, take 1, so gain 1 life from this trade. And we make a clue token. Just about hanging in there. So we just block, take 1. Yeah, it would have been nice if we had gained the 2 life from holding up the Crackdown Shaman a bit longer. Speaking of Crackdown Shaman, so I guess we can try to draw first from the clue or draw from the grab the prize. Grab the prize sees more cards. We're at a point where if we draw like a campfire or something, it's particularly good. So let's just play the Crackdown Shaman, play a land for the turn. You know, we've got a million Faithless Rootings in the graveyard, so lots of stuff to do with mana if we have it. And then what we've got an Ichor Wellspring, sack trigger, and a clue token, so we're hoping that they don't draw a burn spell. Again, we can deal with most creatures. So it doesn't look like a burn spell. They've not attacked. Sorry, they've not cast it. They're just going to attacks. I guess we block, but we're going to use the Wellspring anyway, aren't we? If we keep it, it's slightly better if we draw another bargain, but I think just getting an extra card deeper has to be good. Yeah, let's sack the Wellspring, draw a card, see what it is. So we're 15 cards up on the opponent in terms of how many cards through our deck, how many cards we've drawn. I'm going to draw off the clue token here and see what they play. Got a blood token they've not used yet as a redraw, so it's got to be something. I know they're just discarded now anyway, so another trickery. So yeah, they would have used on the clock. So a synthesizer, so they've got another redraw. Let's see what this one is. And a mountain, okay. So they play a mountain, we crack the clue. Yes, yeah, trickery, you know, obviously we can respond to that with cracking the crack on the Wellspring. So this is the chance for that Pauper Ancestral Recall with the Deadly Dispute. Just play the Ichor Wellspring first. Again, we've got quite a lot of good draws, like the Campfire, I guess, which would put us out of their burn range. Toxin Analysis is quite nice. Kitchen Imp works with the blood token. I guess we can use that to gain, you know, 1 mana to activate the blood token, 1 mana to Toxin Analysis. So I'll play the Canary first, don't need the extra mana. Though that doesn't really make sense, because if we're going to draw off the blood tokens, we're going to see another card. Just trying to play quickly and getting into trouble. So I've seen this as we guarantee gain 2 life, but if we draw something good off this blood token, I'd rather have the land drop. Yeah, if we draw a Gal Blast, we could hold that up. Okay, so we don't anyway, but that's fine. So Toxin Analysis get us up to 4 life again out of that bolt range. And we've got a million cards in hand to discard to these lootings. We're now plus 20 cards on the opponent in terms of cards we've seen. Obviously, we've discarded a fair few of them, but that's never something to be sniffed at. Again, it's very fun to play this deck because you just do draw so many cards. They crack a Synthesizer, let's see what they hit. Tectonic Hazard. So I guess if, I don't know, they couldn't have a land and a bolt. Okay, they don't even have either, it's just a messenger. So we've got Gal Blast for one of them. I think we're just looting, see as many cards as possible, start turning our hand over, see if it's any good. Looting to looting. So yeah, we'll do the looting from hand. We're not short on cards to discard, just cheap interaction. Get a hand turned over nice and quickly. So we can make another kitchen up. And discard the tap land. We just want to untap mana sources. Cast a Dispute. The Dispute's going to give us a treasure back. Just looking for ways to gain life out of the bolt range again. Again, we're drawing 40 cards this game. About to be 38. We can sacrifice a land, keeping the clue token seems better. I guess if this is a campfire, we can use it. Mirror Enforcer, how much is this going to cost? It's going to cost 1 million, so that's hilarious. The Refurbs 1 mana and draws a card. So the Mirror Enforcer costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, let's just play the Refurb, draw another card. So we've drawn 42 cards, and we're still not seeing this campfire. It's our kind of repeatable life gain, so opponent's got another one shot at Killings here, and we're up to 6 artifacts for the Mirror Enforcer, so the Reckoner's Bargain would be good as well. Can we attack? I'm just conscious of last game we kind of bottomed out. I guess if they draw any creature, it's only going to do up to, a creature's not going to go from do 3 damage with just block a 3 power haste creature. Even if it's Bushwhacker, we just block. We played some spells for the Village Messenger, so I think we can afford to attack. Yeah, we can bolt something if we have to anyway, so yep, just put them down to 15. It's always tricky with this this kind of matchup to jump from being you just focusing on let's just get how do we gain 2 life into actually trying to do combat maths. So let's hope we hold. We've drawn so many cards to not hit the campfire's life gain effect. Okay, so it is just another haste creature, so we are alive. So we can block, go to 2. They don't have any artifact lands, so we're safe against Galvanic Blast. It would only be if they're on Fire Blasts. Or I guess if they're on a mill deck. If they had any mill cards at the minute, I'd actually be in trouble. They're at 42 cards. They've drawn 18 cards, we've drawn 43. Our decks basically add up to 60. That's quite funny. So yeah, I think we just block like this. We keep the kitchen up around, throw away the Refurb. We've still got 1 Reckoner's Bargain to draw to. So guess we can dispute away the treasure token, just keep trying to get through our deck. Can't be many cards that aren't life gain effects at this point. The Mirror Enforcer costs 1. I guess because we threw away, or we blocked with the refurb. That's funny. So let's play the Mirror Enforcer. Gives us the best thing to sacrifice to a Reckoner's Bargain. Yeah. I guess we can, or yeah, I'm looking at Faithless Looting, discarding the Kitchen Imp. But I think if we're doing that, yeah, I think the Faithless Looting bit is just too expensive on mana. So let's Deadly Dispute away the treasure token. We just desperately want to find any life gain effect. Okay, so it took 46 cards in, but we found the campfire. We can use that and crack it, use that and tap it, gain 2 life. That puts us out of burn range. I'm feeling pretty good now. Let's just hope it holds. And then we've got 3 mana for the Faithless Looting. We can discard the Kitchen Imp. We've tapped to 12 cards in library. That's still quite funny to me. Again, just the velocity you can get in this deck is really fun. And then what we leave back 2 creatures, attack them for 4 in the air. Yeah, makes sense. Obviously, we can block a, I guess what's the biggest creature they can have with haste? If it's like Synthesizer into Tomb Raider, we can block that with a Mirror Enforcer anyway. So we get there. So into round 5, and we are 3-1. Mulling the first hand, we've got to keep this. What do we want to put back? Choice between second grab the prize or the mountain, I guess. Because we draw so many cards, I'm kind of tempted, because we draw so many cards, I'm tempted to keep the lands, just give us the velocity. Don't want to be missing land drops and slowing ourselves down. So we'll lead on the bridge, because it gives us the option of playing a refurb on turn 2, but grab the prizing the snacker is going to be pretty hard to get away from. Clock was on me for a minute then. But yeah, we can play the Dross Forge Bridge. So opponent does come back, looks like they're on mono red again. So just got through 1 game, hopefully we hold again. So we can grab the prize, our snacker. Ooh, I've got to charge the laptop, back in a sec. So we grab the prize, the snacker, draw 2, and then opponent's played a Tomb Raider for their turn. So liking having all these refurbs, knock some cards out the opponent's hand, but at least game 1 we don't really have a good way to deal with tokens. Just trading off with all of them's quite a tough ask. I guess it's similar to game 1 last match, where maybe we can actually position to burn them out, but let's look at the mass on this. So they discard a Chain Lightning and Fire Blast, they handle gas as well. That's tough. Obviously a Bushwhacker we can never beat. If we do attack for 2, we've got 6 power, they've got 5, but they're going to effectively be a turn ahead in the race from there, attacking first. So we'd go up to 8 power next turn. So we'd put them to 16, put them to 12, put them down to 4, but at that point they'd have to have 6 points of damage between their, 3 cards, 4 cards? Yeah, I think we just have to try and block. I don't like my chances of this working, but I think I prefer it to the chance of them just having nothing when they've discarded a Chain Lightning and Fire Blast. So let's see what they do. Yeah, the tokens are killing us here. So Lackey. So they're going to be looking to block. So they don't attack with the Tomb Raider. That's interesting. But let's just block up the tokens. I'll leave back one in case we draw a Reckoner's Bargain, and then we can bolt down the Galvanic Blast. If we don't draw a bargain, it's just, if this is keeping the Tomb Raider at home, it's doing its job. Blast down the first striker. Time to get in combat with that. See what we hit. Bridge isn't going to do it. I mean, we can play a Kitchen Imp just to get itself bolted. 4 mana Healing Salve, it's not the best, but. Or Healing Salve, draw a card, I guess. Or they discard a card. And then, yeah, we can try and put the refurb in front of the Tomb Raider again. Doesn't look like this this game's going our way. Yep, bolt down the Kitchen Imp. Getting tired. And bolt this as well, so we're taking 4. So we've got a lot of draw 2s, but I don't think there's a way to kind of bring this round. I mean, that's a start. So bring back the Snacker, discard the Snacker, and then it's unfortunately it's 4 mana to play the Mirror Enforcer. That's embarrassing. Even though we've got 3 artifact lands, it's not really working out. I think we have to keep the Mirror Enforcer over the land anyway. And then do we want to Faithless Looting now? I don't think so. We can't bring back the Snacker, we've already drawn our 3 cards for the turn, can't play the Mirror Enforcer. I guess if they don't, if they've got no cards in hand, next turn we can block the Snacker, play the Mirror Enforcer, that's 3 mana, and then if we were to draw a Reckoner's Bargain, gain 7 would be live. That's the dream. Let's see what they have. They don't play anything. Okay, so we can we can Deadly Dispute back the Snacker. I think we just play the Mirror Enforcer anyway. Having the Snacker tapped if we bring them back is a bit too rough. Next turn we can Deadly Dispute the Snacker and bring 2 back. So they have a Percussionist. I guess that's another thing we can block and then sacrifice to prevent or stop us from killing the Percussionist. That could matter. So the Snacker's going to die anyway. Let's block the Tomb Raider so we don't get got by a Galv Blast. They don't currently have Metalcraft, so they can't do 4 with it. So 2 mana, we can Deadly Dispute, sack an artifact land, get back 2 Snackers. So, I mean, we can play the Canary and pick up a mountain. We're holding up 2 blasts. The choice here on what we do. So, don't know what their card in hand was. It could be a mountain. They don't have a blood token. If we if we kill the Percussionist, they draw an extra card effect. They see that extra card a turn earlier. If we don't, then we go to 3. So if one of their 2 cards is a bolt, we die. If their card is a bolt and we blast it, then they have to effectively draw another burn spell. So I think I'm leaning towards bolting the Percussionist now. Just, avoid going to 3 at all costs against mono red and hope that we get there. This way, if they flip unluckily, we still have a shot. Again, the card we really want to draw is that Reckoner's Bargain. Gone quite cold on Mirror Enforcer, quite hot Reckoner's Bargain. It seems great. Maybe I should just play Affinity, cut the bad cards. So they have a Epicure, so if they have a burn spell, That will do it anyway, if they have a bolt, sorry. And do they? No, it looks like they're going to the blood token. So that'd be that mountain that that mountain they could have had. They had a redraw. I've still not cast anything, so we're live. So how close are we to burning them out? They're at 18, we've got 8 power. I think we just face this looting. We can discard the snacker from hand. Yeah. What do you want to discard this? I guess the alternative of discarding the snacker is you can play it off the treasure token. I think the blood fountain is going to be too slow. The untapped land could always be good. This way we're holding up the Deadly Dispute, if that matters. I guess the advantage of holding up the Deadly Dispute is if they, can burn us out. We've got a Hail Mary with Deadly Dispute away a creature, draw 2 into a Reckoner's Bargain. Yeah, because we've already got the first treasure. So we can attack for 6. Again, if they have a creature, we can just Galv Blast it, so it doesn't make sense to leave back more blockers. Let's see what they decide to do. So they take it. I guess we're looking at fading one more turn of draw from them. Of a burn spell specifically, we can deal with most creatures. They're casting something in the festivities is funny, wipes up the snackers. I guess we can Deadly Dispute one now. We don't get anything back, but it's just mana efficient play. Or do we want to go to our turn and then bring... Yeah, I think we want to go to our turn and bring back the snackers by sacking the treasure token. Just, don't look 3, 2, 1s down. Let's bolt this just so that we don't die to another Epicure or another End the Festivities or something silly. You see what they have. Okay, so they did have a burn spell anyway. Yeah, I guess we tapped out of that extra land that was representing could be a Reckoner's Bargain, but that's a shame. Maybe we could have Gal Blasted them out if we would have played more aggressively, but it doesn't look too likely. So mono red again. So we'll bring in our 9 life gain effects. We don't want the Fiery Tempers, we don't want the Sneaky Snackers, and I don't think we want most of the Grab the Prizes. This plan worked last time, let's see if we can run it back. Let's give it a go. So this looks like a hand to keep. We have to kind of work out how to sequence it, because we play 2 mana refurb on turn 2, or we can play a campfire, but we're not going to mulligan to 5. So opponent's kept. We'll play our bridge and say go. Opponent's got mountain and he 1-drops. Just Epicure. So I think we're just going to lead on our refurb for 2, get a card out of their hand, just start running them out of resource, and then hope that having the recurring life gain is going to be pretty good, or enough to kind of close the game out. So yeah, we can Great Furnace for 2 mana refurb. I think that's got to be better than just Campfire and crack it. Yeah. So opponent's discarded a mountain. They play a percussionist and a lackey. So I think I'm just going to block. Yeah, their clock adds up quite quickly. Let's just get one of these creatures off the board. As I say, we're going to get them down to 2 cards in hand. We play our refurb. It's not like even if we had even if the refurb cost 1 mana, we wouldn't be able to have another untapped land to use the campfire straight away. So we can do this and then just Carnarium and pick up the Great Furnace. So yeah, get them discarding actual spells over lands, which is pretty nice. See what they have. So we're going to be able to be on campfiring them. I guess campfiring them, campfiring us in future turns. So another lackey. So I don't think I want to block and turn the percussionist into a real card just yet. And they're obviously blocking a 1/2 first strike is pretty terrible. Yeah, I don't think I want to give them the card off of the percussionist this early. We're going to have the 2 refurbs in the graveyard for the Blood Fountain if that matters. But I think for now most important is to get the campfire rolling. So we can get the campfire rolling and then hold up either the Gale Blast or the campfire activation. And just get the Blood Fountain into play. Got 4 mana now to use it next turn and get back the 2 refurbs, which would knock the opponent out of all the cards in their hand. So if we can survive this next turn without dropping too low, I feel pretty good about it. See what they have. The 3rd lackey. Very reckless. Kind of tempted now to block the percussionist. They're going to get a card off it anyway. And then if we use the campfire, we gain 2. Yeah, that's better than blasting. See what they hit off the percussionist. Snap a cure, sure. We'll get our life gain on. And then again, this gives us, although it's not a great value blocking a 1/1, it gives us campfire and Blood Fountain next turn. That's 5 mana. I guess if we do that and they have like some creature they could have that we'd rather blast than use the Blood Fountain. Obviously, Bushwhacker's pretty terrible for us. I don't really want to just kind of faithless looting into a hope and a prayer. Obviously, there's certain things that could save us against, but I'd rather, have the solid line of, I'd rather have the solid payoff of get back 2 refurbs, I think, than just faithless looting and hoping it pays off. So play the Great Furnace, get up to 5 mana, so we can use the Blood Fountain and either campfire or blast something. Hope they don't have a Bushwhacker. If they don't, go down to 8, and then we're going to run them out cards in hand next turn effectively. Let's see what they have. So Synthesizer into Tomb Raider. Okay, so if we use the campfire and not the Gale Blast, essentially we save the same amount of life by Gale Blasting as using the campfire anyway. So let's get back the 2 refurbs. They're out of cards in hand. So they're out of mana, so it's going to get the 2 cards out of their hand. Thank you, Magic Bug. Back in a minute. So back now after defeating the Magic Bugs. Yeah, if we blast down the Tomb Raider, it prevents the same amount of life as the campfire would gain. It just gets it off the board for the future. So let's do that. We go down to 8, and they're going to have no cards in hand, and we're going to have the campfire. So I feel pretty good about that. Obviously, we've still got some good draws. And then, oh yes, so that prevents the Bushwhacker from just killing us, which is a nice place to be. Let's get these 2 cards out of their hand. I can't see a world where, we know they've got some synthesizers, but I don't see a world where we can be greedy with the Clan Shaman and wait any longer. So they settle on discarding a Lightning Bolt. Ooh. No need to think, actually, we can make you discard that as well. I mean, they should know that we've got both of these, so maybe they were just away doing something else. And then we can play the Clan Shaman, use the Blood Token, the Great Furnace. I don't really want to go to their turn, because if they have it turns a land from being a dead draw into being able to turn on the Lackey activations. I guess it turns on the synthesizers anyway already, but or the Blood Token, they've got plenty of things they can do with it. We're going to have the 2 refurbs to plot with anyway. See, I think it's better to crack early so they can't turn on the Lackey. Yeah, and turn off Water Yields just so we don't accidentally activate for 1 and only kill our own Shaman. And I'm pretty sure the Furnace is worse than the other 2. Yeah, okay. So they concede. I think mostly off the back of that. The 2 refurbs coming out of their hand was really strong. So very lucky they didn't have a Bushwhacker. So we'll run this back. Definitely think the Mirror Enforcers are a little bit sketchy in this deck. But that's something we can think about and how we change the build. I mean, this hand we've got turn 2 Clan Shaman Toxin combo, gain some life. Got a Reckoner's Bargain, which we can potentially turn on later and dispute to definitely a keep. So we'll lead on. This is a choice. We lead on the bridge in case. Okay, yeah. So if we draw a refurb, we'll lead on the bridge. Otherwise, the advantage of Jagged Barons is that it might have a cast into the fire or something. But with us drawing a refurb, I think we have to try and play towards the Affinity and play into a cast into the fire or whatever. If they cast into fire us, we're only taking 1 damage for the turn. It's not the end of the world. See what they do. So we take 1. So they rebirth. Are you going to rebirth again? Great Furnace rebirth. Oh no, that would have been fantastic. But I think this. So we draw another rebirth, another Toxin Analysis anyway. I think we're going to have a hard time getting away from just wiping up this board, gaining, what's this, 5 life? Yeah. We saw in game 1 about how hard the tokens were to deal with cleanly, so again, and we've got the refurb in hand to run them low on resources after this point. So another Lackey. Drawn a lot of those this match. As long as it's these and not Bushwhackers, I won't be too unhappy. So we can refurb, get a card out of their hand, and play Jagged Barons. So they discard a Lightning Bolt, so again implying they're plenty of gas. That gain 5 off the Cryopan Shaman is pretty great. So they're using the festivities just to kill one creature. That's kind of okay. So what do we want to do? Blood Fountain is the cheapest way to get artifacts that we can Deadly Dispute away. It's got to be pretty nice. We do have things to bring back from the actual Blood Fountain itself, so got to grab the prize for. That's pretty nice. We've got to grab the prize for our discard out anyway, so more or less I think most of what they play here, we're going to Crackdown, Toxin combo, Campfire and activate it. And then what they're going to be, no board, we're going to be at 19 odd life, 20 life, a bit more from the Toxin. And we've got the bargain if we draw any like full power, 4 mana creature. I think I like where this game's going. Yeah, the bargains have definitely overperformed. The Mirror Forces have been pretty embarrassing. So when it comes to thinking about how to change this deck, I'd definitely be on some more bargains. I'd have to have a look for other linear, high mana value creatures or artifacts that we can get into play cheaply. Which I think I'm quite on Frogmite levels of desperation, but it certainly plays well to the fact that we're on the Madness and Affinity creatures. So opponent's going to have no cards in hand. We're going to be on, what's this, 22? And we draw an untapped land, so we get to keep the treasure token. That's pretty nice. Yeah, let's just see if there's anything else that we might consider. I don't think so. I mean, we could Reckon's Bargain away the Cryopan Shaman, but I think that's pushing our luck. We could try and hold the Cryopan Shaman to deal with the synthesizers, but again, I think we've got so much card draw in our hand or in our deck. Let's just not be greedy. So Campfire, get 2. I think we can sacrifice the treasure, the clue token over the treasure. Yeah. We've got enough card draw in our hand, we don't need to, I'd rather make sure we have the mana behind us, and that'll do it. So, yeah, that last game, we'll use sideboard cards. So, coming back to this deck, what would I change? I think I'm definitely on for the Mirror Enforcers. These are just, 7 mana Affinity is just too much. They're in the deck as, only 2 of them, thinking I'll test them out, see how they feel. I definitely wouldn't want any more. I think the 2 that are in here are too bad. In terms of what we'd bring in to replace them with, the Reckon a Bargain, I think, basically overperformed. This version deck made a big gain up on mono red against anything I played previously. Again, obviously we dodged a lot of burn spells, didn't get bushwhacked too many times, but I think these performed pretty well. And then the 2 cards I'd like to, I'd consider playing a bit more are Chromatic Star. Obviously plays well with 7 sacrifice effects, plays well with Refurbished Familiar, that's Affinity. This would just kind of be a role player. The alternative would just be another Fiery Temper. We don't have that many instant speed discard outlets, basically just the Blood Fountains. And we've got the 10 cards currently to discard, or just lands. So I've not felt like I needed more Madness cards to get value out of our discard spells, but these are the 2 I'd consider, or just some Lightning Bolts as a kind of alternative to the Fiery Temper. Again, I'd be interested to see if anyone else has any comments, any suggestions. it'd be kind of the other thing that's tempting is to just try and get some of this Crackdown Toxin stuff in the main deck, but I'm not sure there's, I wouldn't want to bring in one, because some of the value we're getting is that people don't necessarily expect to have this. If we started with one in the main deck and they saw it game one, I think they'd definitely be aware of it for the post-board games. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe it is just, say, one Crackdown Shaman, but currently I'm thinking probably between these two. So again, let me know if you have any comments, and I'll see you in the next video.